Hey, it's the Hawk Vlog.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Hawk Vlog. Once again, I am your host, Mindy Hagstrom, and today we are going to talk about cleaning your filter. This is a Hawken Energy filter. The purpose of this filter is to clean the water and keep out the sediment from gumming up your lines. Since any outdoor furnace is open to the atmosphere, sediment and particles can be introduced into that water. Rather than allowing those particles to collect in your heat exchangers, the Hawken Energy filter kit will collect those particles to protect your system. Once a month, you're going to need to inspect and clean your filter. Today, I'm going to show you how to do that. Before we go too far, you're going to need a bucket. If your filter isn't that dirty and you want to just do a quick flush, instead of removing this whole thing, we are going to reverse the flow of water by opening this red valve. Step 1, I'm going to open the bypass valve. Then I'm going to close the valve on the feed side. In this instance, the water is flowing in this direction. So I am closing the valve on the side of the water that is flowing into the filter. Now I'm going to turn on the valve that's going to flush out the filter. Let that run for a few moments until the filter looks nice and clean. Then put the ball valves back in their original position and the bypass as well, and you're done. First thing I'm going to do is open the bypass valve. Whenever a valve is perpendicular to the line, that means that valve is closed. However, when that valve is parallel to the line, that means it is open. Then close the isolation valves on both sides of the filter. And what I'm going to do next is unscrew the filter. You can feel some of the water coming out of the top already. As you can see, it's starting to come out. So I'm going to dump the water that's in the filter I just removed into this bucket. I'm going to leave this part of the filter in this bucket. Next, I'm going to inspect the O-rings. Here's the first O-ring. You're going to want to inspect to make sure there aren't any cracks. Then I'm going to remove this filter core. As you can see, there's a little bit of a sediment built up on the stainless steel filter core. That's perfectly normal. Okay, here's the older design, and here's the newer design. On the older design, there isn't a secondary O-ring. However, on the newer design, there is. So, if you have the newer design, be sure to check this secondary O-ring as well. So now we're just going to take your filter and wash it off with a hose. After a thorough cleaning, you can see how much clearer this filter is than before we started. And look how clean the core is. In fact, there's no more sediment on it. And now we're going to put everything back together. Replacing the core. It just pops right in. You just want to make sure it's definitely snug. Then we're going to screw on the outside of the filter. Now, if you're not as strong as me, I have been working out a lot, be sure to not tighten it too tight because this outer casing can crack. Now I'm going to turn the valves back to their original positions. Finally, I'm going to turn off the bypass. And we're done. Telescope. You can tell my muscles, I'm sure you've seen already. But, alright, in fact, I can run my finger down.
Sorry. I tried to hit her in the face.
Oh. Ready, set, go?
The look on your face.
Now, unlike my first marriage, we're going to put this back together and it's going to work. Men. We're about to get a little dirty. try it again. You can find me on Facebook to see more of my muscle shots. But in the meantime,
Let's see.